I just revealed a secret to you, something only your spirit recognized. This message holds a blessing meant just for you, but you cannot skip it. I am trying to get your attention, truly begging you to listen. This is not a chance moment, it's a vital turning point. If you pass this by, you're heading straight for big trouble. Don't scroll past. Tune in closely, because what's happening now is not random, and it's definitely not ordinary. This exact moment was prepared for you before you even knew it was coming. And if you choose to ignore it, you're turning away from something meant to keep you safe. I am reaching out to you with urgency, because what's coming can be changed, but only if you hear me right now. There's a path taking shape in front of you that holds danger, and I am calling you away from it before it gets too late. Type "Amen" if you believe. I am not speaking to scare you. I am speaking to guide you away from harm that you can't fully see yet. You've been moving through life thinking everything will just sort itself out. But choices are being made, and directions are being taken that are quietly leading you toward trouble. I see what's hidden from you, and I know what is forming around your current situation. That's why I am calling you with such urgency. Because if you keep moving without listening, you will step into something that will be much harder to get out of. You might feel like this is just another voice, just another moment you can skip and move past. But this is different. This is a direct call to your spirit, a pull on your attention that is not by chance. I am asking you to slow down and realize that I am trying to reach you before something bad happens. There is still time to make a change. There is still time to turn around, and there is still time to be protected. But that time depends on your willingness to listen. Right now, I ask you to make a decision. Type "Amen" in the comments as your declaration that you are choosing to listen, that you are not skipping this moment. With this simple word, you are aligning your spirit with the guidance being sent to you. As you type it, feel your attention sharpen and your heart open to receive the protection that is being offered. Pause for a moment and show your support by liking this video, because liking it will activate the flow of God's favor in your life. The warning is not about punishment. It is about keeping you safe. You are not being targeted for harm, but you are being led into a place where your own choices and distractions can create problems. I see the path you are on, and I know the moments ahead that could bring confusion, loss, or pain. I don't want you to experience that, and that's why I'm speaking with such urgency. There are people around you and influences near you that are not right for your purpose. They might seem harmless. They might even feel comforting, but they are slowly pulling you away from what is truly good for you. You've sensed this before, but you ignored the feeling because it was easier to just go along with what felt familiar. Now I am telling you clearly that you must pay attention to that inner signal, because it is me guiding you away from danger. Type 111 to affirm. You are not alone in this moment. Even if it feels like you are, I am right here, watching, guiding, and calling you back to a safer path. The trouble I am warning you about is not far away. It is something that can start to happen quickly if you continue without being aware. It might come through a decision, a relationship, or a situation that looks harmless at first, but carries deeper consequences. I need you to understand that this is not about fear. It is about awareness. When you become aware, you gain the power to choose differently. When you choose differently, you change what happens next. That's why I am asking you not to scroll past, not to ignore this moment, and not to treat this as something small. This is a turning point that can protect you from something that would otherwise bring you pain. You've been given signs before, small nudges that something wasn't right, but you pushed them aside. This time, I am making it clear, so you cannot mistake it. There is a need for you to slow down, to step back, and to look at where you are going. The speed you've been moving at hasn't allowed you to see the full picture, and that's where the danger has been hiding. I am calling you to step into awareness, to pause your movement, and to listen deeply. There is a shift that needs to happen in your thinking and in your direction. You cannot continue on the same path and expect a different outcome. You must be willing to change, to adjust, and to trust that I am leading you towards something better. The trouble that could come is not stronger than my protection. But my protection works through your willingness to listen. If you ignore this, you are choosing to walk without guidance. And that is where mistakes can grow into something larger. I don't want that for you. And I will continue to call you until you understand how important this moment is. Take this seriously, because it is given to you out of care. Not control. I am not forcing you. I am inviting you to choose safety over risk, clarity over confusion, and peace over chaos. You are being given a chance to avoid something that would otherwise catch you off guard. You have been trying to silence that inner voice by staying busy and by convincing yourself that everything will settle on its own. You told yourself that you are overthinking, that you are imagining things, and that nothing serious is happening. But deep inside, you know that is not the truth. I am showing you signs not to confuse you, but to awaken you before the consequences become real and difficult to reverse. The path you are on has small cracks that you have ignored. Those cracks may seem harmless right now, but they are the beginning of something that can grow into a serious problem. I see how these small things connect, how one decision leads to another, and how it can slowly pull you into a place you never intended to go. That is why I am calling you now, while there is still time to step away and choose differently. Type yes to affirm. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give, and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today, join our community, and see what God brings back into your life. Can 9 simple words really change your financial life? More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. Brain experts were shocked when they discovered this password works up to 20x faster than the law of attraction. People are repeating it daily and watching money flow like water into their lives. Some even believe the results are so powerful, it feels divine. But this breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. There is a decision in front of you that may not look important at first, but it carries weight. It may be connected to someone you trust, or to an opportunity that seems appealing, or to a habit you have allowed to continue. Whatever it is, I am asking you to pause before moving forward. I need you to look deeper, to listen to that quiet warning inside you, and to recognize that not everything that feels easy is right for you. You are being asked to choose wisdom over comfort. It is easier to continue doing what you have been doing, to follow the same patterns, and to avoid change. But ease does not always lead to safety. Sometimes the path that feels smooth is the one that leads into trouble, while the path that requires courage is the one that leads to protection and peace. I am not asking you to fear what is ahead, but to respect the signs I am giving you. Fear closes you off, but awareness opens your eyes. I want you to see clearly so you can act with confidence and not regret. If you continue without listening, you may find yourself facing a situation that feels overwhelming. Something that could have been avoided if you had paused and paid attention. You have been given the ability to sense what is right and what is wrong for you. That sense is not random. It is part of how I guide you. When something feels unsettled, when your peace is disturbed, that is not something to ignore. That is your signal to stop, to reflect, and to seek clarity before taking another step. There is also a pattern in your life that has been repeating. You have noticed how certain situations seem to come back again and again. How similar problems appear in different forms. This is not by chance. It is happening because something has not been addressed. Something has not been corrected. I am showing you this pattern so you can break it before it leads to deeper trouble. Type 777 to receive blessings. You are not being left alone to figure this out. Even if it feels like you are, I am here with you, guiding you step by step, even when you do not realize it. Every warning, every feeling, every moment of clarity is part of my way of protecting you. But protection requires your participation. You must be willing to listen, to trust, and to act on what you are being shown. There is also a need for you to separate yourself from what is pulling you away from your purpose. Not everything around you is meant to stay in your life. Some things are temporary, and some things are distractions that have overstayed their place. Holding on to them may feel comfortable, but it is also what is creating the risk you are being warned about. You have a future that is meant to be filled with peace, stability, and growth. That future is still within reach, but the path to it requires you to make a shift now. You cannot carry everything with you into what I have prepared for you. Some things must be released so you can move forward safely and fully. I am asking you to trust this moment, even if you do not fully understand everything yet. You do not need to see the entire picture to take the next right step. You only need to listen and respond to what is being revealed to you right now. That is how you stay protected, one step at a time, guided by awareness and trust. Do not let distractions pull you away from this. There will always be something trying to take your attention. Something trying to make you forget what you have just heard. That is why I am speaking with urgency, because I know how quickly this moment can be lost if you allow it to slip away. You are being given clarity right now, and that clarity is a gift. It is not meant to overwhelm you, but to guide you. When you accept it, when you act on it, you change what happens next. You move away from harm and towards safety. Even if the shift feels small at first, stay grounded in this awareness. Do not rush back into your usual pace without taking what you have heard seriously. Let it settle. Let it guide your next choices, and let it protect you from what you cannot yet see. There has been a distraction placed in your path that is pulling your focus away from what truly matters. It may look harmless. It may even feel necessary, but it is slowly taking your attention away from the direction I have been trying to lead you toward. When your focus is divided, your clarity weakens. And when your clarity weakens, your decisions become less aligned with what is best for you. This is how trouble begins. Not all at once, but in small shifts that go unnoticed until they grow. You have felt moments where something did not sit right within you. There were times when you paused even briefly and questioned what you were doing or where you were going. Those moments were not random. They were signals meant to guide you back. But you moved past them quickly, choosing not to dwell on them because it felt easier to keep going. Now I am asking you to stop ignoring those signals because they are becoming stronger for a reason. Type 222. If you trust God, the path you are being warned about is not always obvious. It does not always appear as something clearly harmful. Sometimes it appears as something appealing, something that promises quick results or easy comfort. But what is easy is not always safe, and what is appealing is not always true. I need you to look beyond the surface and to trust the deeper awareness that I have placed within you. What if attracting wealth didn't require hard work? Just the right words. This forgotten prayer is now transforming ordinary people into debt-free, financially free individuals. Scientists say each of these 9 words activates a hidden abundance center deep in your brain. People are using it from home and seeing results in just weeks. It was never meant for the public. And now that it's out, the government might pull this secret any minute. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is a need for you to become more intentional with your actions. You cannot continue moving without thinking, without pausing, without considering where each step is leading. Every choice carries a consequence, whether small or large, and those consequences build over time. I am calling you to slow down so you can choose with clarity instead of reacting without awareness. There is also something you have been avoiding. You know what it is, even if you have not said it out loud. It is a truth that you have been pushing aside because facing it feels uncomfortable. But avoiding it does not make it disappear. It only allows it to grow. I am bringing it back into your awareness now because it needs to be addressed before it creates a situation that becomes harder to manage. You are stronger than you think, and you are capable of making the changes that are needed. You are not being asked to do something impossible. You are being asked to be honest with yourself, to face what you have been avoiding, and to choose a better path. This is how you move away from the trouble that is trying to form. Type 122. If you trust in Jesus, there are also influences around you that are shaping your thinking more than you realize. The people you listen to, the voices you allow into your space, and the habits you follow are all playing a role in the direction you are heading. Not all of these influences are aligned with your purpose, and some of them are quietly pulling you away from what is right for you. I need you to become aware of what you are allowing into your life. Pay attention to what brings you peace and what creates confusion. Pay attention to what strengthens you and what weakens your clarity. These are not small details. They are signs that show you what is helping you and what is leading you toward trouble. If you are ready to examine what you allow into your life, I invite you to type Amen below. This is not just a word. It is your agreement to become aware of the influences around you. With this act, you are saying yes to discernment, yes to clarity, and yes to the guidance that is leading you away from what does not belong in your path. Also, subscribe to this channel now, because subscribing will activate God's prophetic promise and alignment in your life. You have the ability to change your direction at any moment. You are not bound to the path you are on. But change requires a decision, and that decision requires courage. It may feel uncomfortable at first. It may require you to let go of something familiar, but it is necessary for your protection. I am not asking you to act out of fear. I am asking you to act out of wisdom. Wisdom sees what is ahead and chooses accordingly. Wisdom listens when guidance is given and does not ignore it. That is what I am calling you to right now. A place of awareness where you can make decisions that protect you instead of harm you. There is something ahead that you can avoid if you choose to listen now. It does not have to become part of your story. It does not have to bring you pain or regret, but that depends on your willingness to act on what you are hearing in this moment. You have been given this warning because you are cared for. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. And you are not alone. I am watching over you, and I am guiding you even when you do not see it. But guidance must be received, not ignored. Take this moment seriously. Do not let it pass without making a change. Even a small shift can begin to move you in a different direction. Even a single decision can alter what happens next. This is how protection works. Not through force, but through awareness and choice. You are beginning to see that this is not just a warning for a single moment, but a call to realign your entire direction. The trouble I am speaking about is not sudden. It builds slowly when awareness is ignored, and when patterns are allowed to continue without correction. I am asking you to take a deeper look at your life, not with fear, but with honesty and clarity. There are areas that need your attention, and ignoring them will only allow them to grow into something that feels overwhelming later. You have been carrying certain habits that no longer serve you. These habits may have once felt harmless, even comforting, but they are now pulling you away from the path that leads to peace. Every time you return to them, you weaken your ability to hear my guidance clearly. This is not because I am distant, but because your focus becomes clouded, and when your focus is clouded, your decisions begin to drift. There is also a cycle of delay that has been repeating in your life. You have known what needs to change, yet you have been waiting for the perfect time, the perfect feeling, or the perfect sign. That waiting has become a barrier. The time to act is not later, it is now. The clarity you are receiving in this moment is enough to take your next step, and delaying it will only increase the risk of stepping into something you could have avoided. Type 1010 to claim miracles. You must understand that the trouble ahead is not something I desire for you. It is something that forms when you move without awareness and when you allow certain patterns to continue unchecked. I am not placing obstacles in your path. I am removing them by showing you where they are before you reach them. This is how I protect you, not by controlling your choices, but by guiding you to make better ones. There is a situation that is closer than you think, something that may appear simple at first, but carries deeper consequences. It may involve a decision that seems minor, a conversation that feels casual, or an opportunity that looks beneficial. But beneath the surface, there is a layer you are not seeing yet. I am asking you to look beyond what is obvious and to trust the deeper awareness that is being stirred within you. Why are neuroscientists calling this a wealth trigger? Because over 19,547 people are already using this 9-word password and their lives are changing fast. Unexpected deposits, cleared debts, a completely upgraded lifestyle. Scientists say it taps into a 150 million-year-old brain system that controls abundance and financial flow. It's already changed the lives of thousands in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You have felt moments of hesitation recently. Moments where something told you to pause or reconsider. Those moments were not doubts. They were direction. Doubt confuses you, but direction brings a sense of quiet caution. That caution is my way of guiding you, and it is something you must begin to trust instead of dismissing. Type 555 if you feel the shift. You are not meant to walk through life blindly, reacting to whatever comes your way. You are meant to move with awareness, to recognize when something is aligned and when something is not. This awareness is a gift, and it is one you must use if you want to stay protected. Ignoring it does not make it disappear. It only makes the consequences stronger when they arrive. There is also a need for you to become more disciplined in your choices. Discipline is not about restriction. It is about protection. When you choose what is right over what is easy, you create stability in your life. When you choose clarity over confusion, you strengthen your direction. This is how you avoid the trouble that is trying to form around you. You may feel resistance when you think about making these changes. That resistance comes from what is familiar, from what you have grown used to, even if it is not good for you. Letting go of what is familiar can feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary if you want to move forward safely. Holding on to what is not right for you will only keep you connected to the path that leads to trouble. I am calling you to step into a place of trust. Trust that what you are being shown is for your good. Trust that the changes you are being asked to make are leading you towards something better. Trust that even if it feels difficult now, it will bring peace and clarity later. There is also something you need to release. Something you have been holding on to that is no longer meant to stay in your life. It may be a mindset, a habit, or even a connection that is no longer aligned with your purpose. Holding on to it may feel safe, but it is also what is keeping you from moving into the protection that is being offered to you. You are not being left to figure this out alone. Every step you take toward clarity brings more guidance. Every decision you make with awareness strengthens your path. This is a process, and it unfolds as you respond to what you are being shown. The warning you are receiving is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to awaken you. It is a call to step out of autopilot and into awareness. It is a reminder that your choices matter and that you have the power to shape what happens next. Do not ignore this moment. Do not return to your usual patterns without making a change. Even a small shift can begin to move you away from the path that leads to trouble. Even a single decision can create a different outcome. There is a weight in your spirit that has been growing, a sense that something needs to be addressed without delay. That feeling is not meant to burden you. It is meant to awaken you. When you ignore it, it becomes heavier, and when you respond to it, it begins to lift. I am asking you to respond now, not later, not when it feels easier, but in this moment where clarity has already been given to you. You must begin to separate yourself from what is weakening your direction. There are influences that drain your focus and pull you away from what is right for you. These influences may not look harmful on the surface, but they slowly lead you away from clarity. When your clarity is weakened, your decisions become uncertain, and that uncertainty is where trouble begins to take shape. Type 33. If you are ready to move forward, I am asking you to take a close look at your surroundings. Not just the physical, but the emotional and mental space you live in. What you allow into your thoughts and your environment shapes how you see things and how you respond. If your space is filled with confusion, negativity, or distraction, it becomes harder for you to recognize the guidance I am giving you. Clearing your space is not about removing everything. It is about choosing what strengthens your awareness. There is also a conversation that needs to happen. Something you have been holding back or avoiding. You have felt the need to speak or to address something, but you have remained silent out of fear or uncertainty. That silence is allowing the situation to remain unresolved. And unresolved situations have a way of growing into something more complicated. I am guiding you to speak with wisdom and calm to bring clarity where there has been avoidance. Type 444 to claim protection. Share this prophetic word with your network, because sharing will activate the anointing and share that breakthrough with them. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Why are neuroscientists calling this a wealth trigger? Because over 1,947 people are already using this 9-word password, and their lives are changing fast. Unexpected deposits, cleared debts, a completely upgraded lifestyle. Scientists say it taps into a 150 million-year-old brain system that controls abundance and financial flow. It's already changed the lives of thousands in just weeks. If you're seeing this, you're lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. You have felt moments of hesitation recently. Moments where something told you to pause or reconsider. Those moments were not doubts. They were direction. Doubt confuses you, but direction brings a sense of quiet caution. That caution is my way of guiding you, and it is something you must begin to trust instead of dismissing. Type 555. If you feel the shift, you are not meant to walk through life blindly, reacting to whatever comes your way. You are meant to move with awareness, to recognize when something is aligned and when something is not. This awareness is a gift, and it is one you must use if you want to stay protected. Ignoring it does not make it disappear. It only makes the consequences stronger when they arrive. There is also a need for you to become more disciplined in your choices. Discipline is not about restriction. It is about protection. When you choose what is right over what is easy, you create stability in your life. When you choose clarity over confusion, you strengthen your direction. This is how you avoid the trouble that is trying to form around you. You may feel resistance when you think about making these changes. That resistance comes from what is familiar, from what you have grown used to, even if it is not good for you. Letting go of what is familiar can feel uncomfortable, but it is necessary if you want to move forward safely. Holding on to what is not right for you will only keep you connected to the path that leads to trouble. I am calling you to step into a place of trust. Trust that what you are being shown is for your good. Trust that the changes you are being asked to make are leading you towards something better. Trust that even if it feels difficult now, it will bring peace and clarity later. There is also something you need to release. Something you have been holding on to that is no longer meant to stay in your life. It may be a mindset, a habit, or even a connection that is no longer aligned with your purpose. Holding on to it may feel safe, but it is also what is keeping you from moving into the protection that is being offered to you. You are not being left to figure this out alone. Every step you take toward clarity brings more guidance. Every decision you make with awareness strengthens your path. This is a process, and it unfolds as you respond to what you are being shown. The warning you are receiving is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to awaken you. It is a call to step out of autopilot and into awareness. It is a reminder that your choices matter and that you have the power to shape what happens next. Do not ignore this moment. Do not return to your usual patterns without making a change. Even a small shift can begin to move you away from the path that leads to trouble. Even a single decision can create a different outcome. There is a weight in your spirit that has been growing. A sense that something needs to be addressed without delay. That feeling is not meant to burden you. It is meant to awaken you. When you ignore it, it becomes heavier. And when you respond to it, it begins to lift. I am asking you to respond now, not later, not when it feels easier, but in this moment where clarity has already been given to you. You must begin to separate yourself from what is weakening your direction. There are influences that drain your focus and pull you away from what is right for you. These influences may not look harmful on the surface, but they slowly lead you away from clarity. When your clarity is weakened, your decisions become uncertain, and that uncertainty is where trouble begins to take shape. Type 33. If you are ready to move forward, I am asking you to take a close look at your surroundings. Not just the physical, but the emotional and mental space you live in. What you allow into your thoughts and your environment shapes how you see things and how you respond. If your space is filled with confusion, negativity, or distraction, it becomes harder for you to recognize the guidance I am giving you. Clearing your space is not about removing everything. It is about choosing what strengthens your awareness. There is also a conversation that needs to happen, something you have been holding back or avoiding. You have felt the need to speak or to address something, but you have remained silent out of fear or uncertainty. That silence is allowing the situation to remain unresolved, and unresolved situations have a way of growing into something more complicated. I am guiding you to speak with wisdom and calm to bring clarity where there has been avoidance. Type 444 to claim protection. Share this prophetic word with your network, because sharing will activate the anointing and share that breakthrough with them. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-Fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself, Jesus says. This is not history, it is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. You are not meant to carry confusion in your life. You are meant to walk with clarity, with a sense of direction that keeps you steady. When confusion begins to rise, it is often a sign that something is not aligned. Instead of pushing through it, you must pause and examine it. This is how you prevent small issues from becoming larger problems. There is also a need for you to trust the process of change. Change does not always feel smooth, and it does not always bring immediate comfort, but it leads to stability when it is guided by wisdom. You may not see the full outcome of your decisions right away, but that does not mean they are not leading you in the right direction. I am reminding you that you are not powerless in this situation. You have been given the ability to choose, to act, and to respond. The warning you have received is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of care. It shows that you are being guided, that you are being protected, and that you are being given the chance to avoid something that would otherwise bring difficulty. There is a shift that is already beginning within you. You can feel it in the way you are thinking, in the way you are reflecting, and in the way you are starting to see things differently. This shift is not something to ignore, it is something to embrace. It is the beginning of moving away from what could harm you and toward what will strengthen you. A leaked 9-word password is quietly transforming people's financial lives. More than 19,000 people have already used it to attract wealth, freedom, and peace. People are using it daily from their couch and reporting real financial breakthroughs. Scientists say it activates deep brain pathways linked to money, working far faster than traditional methods. This was once hidden by elites, and now it's spreading too fast. But the government could take down this secret any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You must also be mindful of the pace at which you move. Rushing can lead to mistakes, and slowing down can bring clarity. I am not asking you to stop your life, but to move with intention instead of impulse. When you act with intention, you are less likely to step into situations that you later regret. There is something important about this moment that you cannot afford to overlook. It is not just about avoiding trouble. It is about stepping into a better direction. When you choose to listen and to act, you are not only protecting yourself, you are also positioning yourself for something greater. Do not underestimate the importance of what you are being shown. Even if it feels small, even if it feels simple, it carries meaning. The smallest adjustments can create the biggest changes over time. What you do now will shape what happens next, and that is why I am urging you to take this seriously. Stay grounded in this awareness. Do not allow distractions to pull you away from what you have understood. Hold on to this clarity and let it guide your actions. You are being led, and as long as you remain open and responsive, you will continue to be protected. There is a deeper layer to what I have been warning you about, something that goes beyond a single choice or situation. It is about the pattern of how you respond when you feel uncertain or uncomfortable. You have often chosen to move forward quickly, just to avoid the feeling of not knowing. That habit has placed you in situations where you later felt overwhelmed or unprepared. I am guiding you now to sit with that feeling instead of escaping it, because clarity comes when you allow yourself to pause. Type 888. If you are staying alert, you must understand that not every opportunity is meant for you. Some things will come to you disguised as progress, but they are actually distractions that pull you off course. You may feel tempted to accept them because they seem to offer quick results or immediate comfort. But what is quick is not always lasting, and what feels easy is not always safe. I need you to look deeper and to ask yourself if what is in front of you truly aligns with the direction I have been showing you. There is also a need for you to rebuild your trust in your own discernment. You have doubted yourself in the past. Second, guessing your instincts and following what others say instead. That doubt has caused you to overlook important signals. I am reminding you now that the awareness within you is not something to question endlessly. It is something to listen to respect, and to follow when it becomes clear. Type 999 to affirm clarity. You are being prepared to handle situations with wisdom instead of reaction. When something unexpected appears, you must resist the urge to respond immediately. Take a moment, breathe, and allow yourself to see the situation fully before acting. This is how you avoid stepping into something that could have been prevented with patience. There is also a warning about repeating past mistakes. You have learned from previous experiences, but there is still a tendency to fall back into familiar patterns when you feel pressure. Those patterns may feel comfortable, but they are not leading you to the outcome you desire. I am calling you to break that cycle completely. Not partially, not temporarily, but fully. You are not the same person you were before. You have grown, you have gained awareness, and you have been given insight. But growth only becomes real when it is applied. If you continue to act in the same way as before, the same results will follow. This is your moment to apply what you have learned and to choose a different path. There is also something important about your environment that you must pay attention to. The places you spend time in, the conversations you engage in, and the energy around you all influence your thinking. If your environment is filled with confusion or negativity, it becomes harder to maintain clarity. I am guiding you to create space for peace, for focus, and for reflection so you can hear my guidance more clearly. You may feel like this is a lot to take in, but it is all connected. Each part of this guidance is working together to keep you from stepping into something that could bring difficulty. I am not giving you random instructions. I am giving you a path to follow, one that leads you away from trouble and towards stability. There is also a need for you to trust the timing of what is happening. You may feel like things are moving slowly or not unfolding the way you expected. That can create frustration and push you to act prematurely. But acting too soon can lead you into situations that are not ready or not right for you. I am asking you to trust that waiting is sometimes part of protection. You are being guided to move with patience and awareness. Patience allows you to see clearly, and awareness allows you to choose wisely. When you combine both, you create a strong foundation that keeps you steady even when things around you feel uncertain. Do not allow impatience to pull you into decisions that you later regret. Take your time, even when others are rushing. Stay grounded in what you have been shown, even when distractions try to pull your attention away. This is how you stay aligned and protected. There is something powerful about this moment that you must not overlook. You are being given the chance to change your direction before anything harmful takes place. This is not something everyone recognizes when it is given to them. You are seeing it now because you are being guided, and that guidance is something you must value. Stay committed to this awareness. Let it guide your actions, your decisions, and your responses. Do not return to autopilot. Do not ignore what you have felt, and do not allow yourself to drift back into the same patterns. What secret did elites use to attract wealth so easily? A simple 9-word wealth password now leaked to the public. People are using it daily and watching money flow into their lives like never before. Scientists say it activates an ancient brain system tied directly to abundance. Harvard-backed, lab-tested, life-changing. It's already helped thousands become debt-free in just weeks. But this breakthrough is under pressure and may disappear at any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. There is still more ahead, more clarity, more understanding, and more direction. But it will continue to unfold as you remain open and responsive. Keep listening, keep trusting, and keep moving with intention, because that is how you stay protected from the trouble that is trying to form around you. There is something within you that has already started to shift, even if you cannot fully explain it. You feel more alert, more aware, and more sensitive to what is right and what is not. That shift is not temporary. It is the beginning of a new way of thinking. I am guiding you to strengthen it so it becomes your natural way of moving forward, not something you question or ignore. Type 6 and 66. If you are choosing awareness, you must begin to trust that not everything needs to be rushed. You have been living with a sense of urgency that has pushed you into decisions without giving yourself time to think clearly. That urgency has not always served you well. It has led you into situations where you later wished you had paused. I am calling you now to slow your pace and to give yourself the space to see clearly before acting. There is also something about your expectations that needs to change. You have been looking for immediate results, quick answers, and fast outcomes. When those do not come, you feel uncertain or frustrated, and that frustration leads you to make decisions that are not fully thought through. I am guiding you to release the need for everything to happen quickly. What is meant for you will come in the right time, and rushing ahead of that timing can lead you into unnecessary trouble. Type 111 to affirm patience. You are also being asked to strengthen your inner discipline. Discipline is not about limiting yourself. It is about protecting your future. When you make choices with discipline, you avoid situations that could bring regret. When you stay consistent with what you know is right, you build a path that is stable and secure. This is the kind of foundation I want you to walk on. There is something you must be careful about in the days ahead. There may be an offer, an invitation, or a decision that seems harmless but carries hidden consequences. It may look appealing at first, and you may feel tempted to accept it without thinking deeply. I am warning you now to take your time with it. Do not rush into anything that you have not fully understood. You have the ability to see beyond the surface if you allow yourself the time to do so. When you pause, when you reflect, and when you listen to that inner awareness, you begin to notice things that you would have otherwise missed. This is how you protect yourself, by seeing clearly before taking action. There is also a need for you to guard your energy. Not everything deserves your attention, and not everyone deserves your focus. You have been giving your time and energy to things that drain you and leave you feeling unsettled. That is not where you are meant to remain. I am guiding you to be more selective, to choose what strengthens you instead of what weakens you. You must also be aware of how easily You can fall back into old habits when you feel comfortable again. Comfort can sometimes make you forget what you have learned. It can make you lower your awareness and return to patterns that you know are not good for you. I am asking you to remain steady even when things feel calm. Do not let calmness turn into carelessness. There is a deeper level of trust that I am calling you into. It is not just about trusting in moments of uncertainty. It is about trusting consistently. Trust that I am guiding you even when things are not clear. Trust that the pauses you take are leading you away from harm. Trust that the changes you are making are building something better for you. You are not being asked to be perfect, but you are being asked to be aware. Awareness will guide you even when you make small mistakes. It will help you correct your path before those mistakes grow into something larger. That is why it is so important for you to stay connected to what you have been feeling and hearing. There is something important about consistency that you must understand. One moment of awareness is powerful, but consistent awareness is what keeps you protected over time. You must continue to apply what you have learned, not just today, but every day. This is how you create a lasting change in your life. Do not underestimate how much your life can shift when you remain committed to this. The trouble I have been warning you about does not have to become part of your story. You have been given the chance to avoid it, and that is something you must not take lightly. Stay focused, stay grounded, and continue to move with intention. Let your actions reflect the awareness you have gained. Let your decisions be guided by clarity instead of impulse. This is how you move forward safely and confidently. There is a quiet strength forming within you, something that is growing as you continue to listen and apply what you are hearing. This strength is not loud or forceful. It is steady and grounded. It allows you to remain calm even when situations around you feel uncertain. That calmness is not weakness. It is clarity, and clarity is what keeps you from making decisions that lead to regret. Type 1313. To stand in faith. You must now begin to guard your decisions more carefully than before. Not every thought that comes to your mind deserves your action. Not every idea should be followed immediately. There is a need for you to filter what you act on, to pause and consider whether it aligns with the direction I have been guiding you toward. This is how you move with intention instead of impulse. There is also something about your past that is trying to reconnect with you. It may come in the form of a person, a situation, or even a habit that you thought you had left behind. It may feel familiar and even comforting, but it carries the same patterns that once led you into difficulty. I am warning you not to step back into what you have already been guided away from. Familiarity does not mean it is right for you. Type 1414 to reject what is not for you. Why are thousands suddenly becoming financially free? Because they discovered a 9-word wealth password hidden in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected money, cleared debts, and new opportunities. Some say the results feel almost divine. Scientists confirm it activates a powerful ancient part of your brain linked to wealth and abundance. But now that it's leaked, it won't stay available for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. You are being asked to recognize the difference between what is familiar and what is aligned. Something can feel familiar because you have experienced it before, but that does not mean it belongs in your future. Alignment brings peace, even when it is new. While familiarity can bring comfort that hides deeper issues, learn to choose what brings peace, not just what feels known. There is also a need for you to be mindful of your reactions when you feel pressure. Pressure can make you act quickly, make you say things you later regret, or make you agree to something without fully thinking it through. I am guiding you to remain steady under pressure, to take a moment before responding, and to choose your actions carefully. This is how you avoid stepping into situations that could have been prevented. You are not being left without support in this process. Every moment you pause, every time you choose awareness over reaction, you are being guided further. The clarity you need will continue to come, but it comes as you stay open and responsive. If you rush or ignore what you are feeling, that clarity becomes harder to recognize. There is something important about your boundaries that you must strengthen. You have allowed certain things to cross into your space that should have been kept at a distance. This may be due to kindness, fear of conflict, or simply not recognizing the impact at the time. But now you are being shown that those boundaries are necessary for your protection. You must learn to say no when something does not align with you. Saying no is not rejection. It is protection. It is a way of keeping yourself aligned with what is right for you. When you say yes to everything, you open yourself to situations that can lead you into trouble. Being selective is not selfish, it is wise. There is also a need for you to pay attention to the small details. Trouble often begins in small ways, through things that seem insignificant at first. A small compromise, a small decision, or a small delay in doing what you know is right can grow into something larger over time. I am asking you to be attentive, to notice these small moments, and to correct them before they build into something more serious. You are being guided to live with intention, not by accident. Every step you take should be chosen with awareness, not simply followed because it is easy or familiar. This is how you build a life that is stable and protected. There is also something powerful about your ability to adjust your path at any moment. You are not locked into one direction. Even if you feel like you have already made mistakes, you can still change course. That is the power you have been given. The ability to recognize and to respond. Do not allow regret to hold you back. What matters is not what you have done before, but what you choose to do now. Each moment gives you a new opportunity to align yourself with what is right. This is how you move forward without carrying the weight of past decisions. You are being reminded again that this warning is not meant to scare you, but to prepare you. Preparation gives you strength, and strength allows you to move forward without fear. When you are prepared, you are not easily shaken, and you are not easily led into situations that harm you. Stay grounded in this awareness. Continue to listen, continue to reflect, and continue to act with intention. You are being led step by step, and as long as you remain open, you will continue to see clearly. There is something important happening within you right now. Something that is deeper than just understanding words. You are beginning to recognize your own patterns more clearly. You are seeing how certain choices have led to certain outcomes, and how repeating those choices has kept you in cycles that are not meant for you. This recognition is not meant to bring guilt. It is meant to bring clarity, so you can step out of those cycles completely. Type 1515 to walk in awareness. You must now begin to take responsibility for your direction in a way that you may not have done before. This is not about blaming yourself for what has happened. It is about recognizing that your choices matter and that they shape your path. When you become intentional with your choices, you begin to create a future that is stable and aligned. When you move without awareness, you leave yourself open to situations that could have been avoided. There is also something about your reactions that needs your attention. You have a tendency to respond quickly when you feel triggered, when something unsettles you or challenges you. Those quick reactions often lead to outcomes that you later wish you had handled differently. I am guiding you now to pause in those moments, to breathe, and to choose your response carefully instead of reacting without thought. Type 1616 to choose wisely. You are being prepared to handle situations with a level of wisdom that you did not have before. This preparation is not sudden. It builds as you continue to apply what you are learning. Each time you pause instead of reacting, each time you choose clarity over impulse, you strengthen your ability to move wisely. This is how you protect yourself from the trouble that has been trying to form. There is also something you must be careful about in your thoughts. Not every thought that comes to your mind is helpful or true. Some thoughts are rooted in fear, in past experiences, or in influences that do not serve you. If you allow those thoughts to guide your actions, they can lead you into confusion and poor decisions. I am asking you to become aware of your thoughts, to question them, and to choose which ones you act on. You have the ability to guide your own mind when you remain aware. You do not have to follow every feeling or every idea that arises. You can choose what aligns with truth and what aligns with the direction I have been showing you. This is a powerful ability, and it is one you must begin to use consistently. Why are over 19,547 people suddenly attracting unexpected wealth? Because they started using a strange 9-word password discovered in neuroscience research. People are using it from their couch and reporting unexpected bank deposits, cleared debts, and upgraded lives. Scientists say it activates a 150 million-year-old part of your brain that controls abundance. Harvard-backed lab-tested, life-changing. This password was quietly used by elites until a neuroscientist leaked it. Now it's spreading fast and could be taken down any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it's deleted forever. There is also a need for you to strengthen your patience even further. You have begun to slow down, but there are still moments where you feel the urge to rush, especially when you want clarity quickly. That urge can lead you into decisions that are not fully thought through. I am reminding you that waiting is not a weakness. It is a form of protection. You are being guided to trust the process even when it feels uncertain. You do not need to have all the answers immediately. You only need to take the next step with awareness and trust that more clarity will come. This is how you move forward without stepping into something that could bring difficulty. There is also something important about the way you handle pressure. When you feel pressured, whether from others or from your own expectations, you tend to act quickly to relieve that pressure. But acting quickly under pressure often leads to choices that are not aligned. I am guiding you to remain calm in those moments, to take a step back, and to respond with intention instead of urgency. You are not alone in this process. Every moment you choose awareness, you are being supported. Every time you pause and listen, you are being guided. This is not something you have to figure out on your own. You are being led, but you must be willing to follow that guidance. There is also a need for you to remain consistent. It is not enough to be aware once or twice. You must continue to apply what you have learned in every situation. Consistency is what turns awareness into a way of living. Without it, you will find yourself slipping back into old patterns. You are being given the opportunity to change your path completely. The trouble that has been forming does not have to become your reality. You have been shown what to avoid, what to adjust, and how to move differently. Now it is up to you to apply it. Do not underestimate the importance of what you are doing right now. Each decision you make with awareness is shaping your future. Each moment you choose clarity is protecting you from something you cannot yet see. This is how you build a life that is steady and secure. Stay focused, stay aware, and continue to move with intention. Do not allow distractions or comfort to pull you away from what you have learned. Hold on to this clarity and let it guide you forward. There is something within you that is becoming more firm, a sense of knowing that is not easily shaken by outside influence. This is the clarity that comes when you stop ignoring what you feel and start honoring it. When you honor that inner guidance, you begin to move with confidence instead of confusion. This is how you avoid being led into situations that do not serve you. Type 1717 to stand strong. You must now become even more mindful of what you allow to influence your decisions. Not every voice around you carries truth, and not every opinion deserves your agreement. There are times when you have allowed others to shape your direction, simply because it felt easier than standing firm in your own awareness. That is something you must change if you want to stay aligned and protected. There is also something important about your sense of worth that must be strengthened. When you do not fully recognize your value, you are more likely to accept situations that are not right for you. You may tolerate things that disturb your peace or agree to things that do not align with your purpose. I am reminding you now that you are not meant to settle for what weakens you. You are meant to choose what strengthens you. Type 1818 to claim your worth. You are being guided to stand firm in what you know is right, even when it feels uncomfortable. There may be moments where you are tempted to go along with something just to avoid conflict or to keep things easy. But choosing ease over truth will only lead you back into the same patterns you are being called out of. Standing firm may feel difficult at first, but it leads to peace and stability. There is also a need for you to become more aware of the energy you carry into situations. Your mindset, your emotions, and your expectations all influence how things unfold around you. When you approach something with clarity and calm, you are less likely to be pulled into confusion. When you approach something with fear or doubt, you become more vulnerable to making choices that lead to trouble. You are learning to carry a steady presence, one that is not easily shaken by what is happening around you. This steadiness is not something that comes from outside. It comes from within as you continue to trust and apply what you are being shown. The more you practice this, the stronger it becomes. There is also something you must understand about timing. Not everything that comes to you needs an immediate answer. Some things require time to be understood fully. When you give yourself that time, you allow clarity to grow. When you rush, you cut that process short and increase the chance of making a mistake. You have been given the ability to pause, and that pause is one of your greatest protections. In that moment of stillness, you can see more clearly, think more deeply, and choose more wisely. Do not underestimate the power of taking a moment before you act. There is also a reminder about your past patterns that you must keep in mind. You have already seen how certain choices have led to certain outcomes. That awareness is valuable, and it must be used. If you ignore what you have learned, you risk repeating the same experiences. But if you apply that knowledge, you create a different path for yourself. You are not meant to stay stuck in cycles that bring confusion or difficulty. You are being guided out of them completely. That requires you to act differently, to respond differently, and to make choices that reflect the awareness you now have. Can 9 simple words really change your financial life? More than 19,000 people have already used it to erase debt and unlock a life of wealth, freedom, and peace. Brain experts were shocked when they discovered this password works up to 20x faster than the law of attraction. People are repeating it daily and watching money flow like water into their lives. Some even believe the results are so powerful it feels divine. But this breakthrough is already under legal pressure and could disappear any second. Click the link in the description and comments before it's gone. There is also something about your focus that needs your attention. You have been learning to direct your focus more intentionally, and that is something you must continue to develop. Where your focus goes, your energy follows, and where your energy goes, your results begin to form. If your focus is scattered, your path becomes unclear. If your focus is steady, your direction becomes strong. You are being called to keep your focus on what aligns with your purpose, not on what distracts you or pulls you away. This may require you to step back from certain things, to limit your exposure to what creates confusion, and to prioritize what brings clarity. There is also a need for you to trust yourself more deeply. You have been guided, you have been shown, and you have been given clarity. Now you must trust that you are capable of making the right decisions. Doubt will try to creep in, but you must not let it take control. Trust is built through action, and each time you choose wisely, that trust becomes stronger. You are not being asked to be perfect, but you are being asked to remain aware and intentional. This is how you stay protected. This is how you avoid the trouble that has been forming. And this is how you move into a life that is more stable and aligned. Stay grounded in what you have learned. Do not let comfort or distraction pull you away from this path. Continue to move with awareness. Continue to listen and continue to apply what you are being shown. There is still more ahead, more clarity, more understanding, and more growth. But it will continue to unfold as you remain committed to this process. Keep going, keep trusting, and keep choosing what is right, because that is how you remain protected and how you move forward without stepping into what you have been warned about. There is something you must understand about consistency. It is not the big moments that shape your path, but the small, repeated choices you make every day. Each time you choose awareness over impulse, you strengthen your direction. Each time you pause instead of rushing, you protect yourself from stepping into something harmful. This is how stability is built, not in one decision, but in many steady ones. Type 1919. To stay consistent, you must also be mindful of how easily comfort can lead you back into old patterns. When things begin to feel calm again, you may be tempted to relax your awareness and return to familiar habits. That is where the danger often hides, not in chaos, but in moments when you feel safe enough to stop paying attention. I am guiding you to remain steady even when everything seems quiet, because that steadiness is what keeps you protected. There is also something important about your boundaries that must be strengthened even further. You have begun to recognize what should not be allowed into your space, but now you must act on that recognition consistently. It is not enough to notice when something feels wrong. You must also be willing to step away from it. This may require difficult choices, but those choices are necessary for your protection. Type 2020 to protect your space. You are being called to become more selective with your time and energy. Not everything deserves your attention, and not everyone deserves your presence. When you give too much of yourself to the wrong things, you weaken your ability to stay aligned. I am guiding you to choose carefully where you invest your time so you remain strong and focused. There is also a need for you to remain grounded when things begin to shift around you. Change can sometimes create uncertainty, even when it is leading you in the right direction. In those moments, you may feel the urge to react quickly or to seek immediate reassurance. I am asking you to stay calm and to trust that the changes you are experiencing are part of your protection. You have been learning to move with intention, and that is something you must continue to practice. Intention keeps you focused and prevents you from drifting into situations that are not right for you. When you act with intention, you are aware of your choices and the direction they are leading you. This awareness is what keeps you steady even when things around you feel uncertain. Now, take a moment to affirm your trust. In the comments, write, "I am aware and intentional," not as a hope, but as a statement of your commitment. When you write these words, you are solidifying your decision to move with purpose, to stay grounded, and to keep your focus on what truly matters. Let your words be a seal over this new direction. Before you go, share this prophetic word with your network, because sharing will activate the anointing, and share that breakthrough with them. You are about to enter your divine future, but remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit Community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall, share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit our community now, join the family, and see your heavens open. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment. A place where divine abundance is not just a hope, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, You can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.